Welcome to the podcast with a purpose, with information and content meant to motivate, aspire, and inspire you. From romance author and host, M.A.I, but you can call her M.A.I. Welcome to an experience. This is the Purple Charm Experience. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Purple Charm Experience. I am your host, M.A.I, but you can call me M.A.I. Today, we're back on the Purple Charm Experience podcast. Today's episode is for anyone who's ever tried to create while running on fumes. You know, I take today's episode theme, creativity on empty, creativity, which ties back to our Kwanzaa principle of Kuumba. Um, it is an important part of, who I am and what I bring forth into the world is, you know, having that creativity is an important process, but sometimes it can get a little crowded, a little clouded by life in general. And so, as we kick off this episode today, I like to start each episode with a motivational quote. And today, the quote that I chose is: "Rest is not a reward; it's a responsibility." Let's try that again. Rest is not a reward; it's a responsibility. And I want us to reflect on this particular quote because I used to treat rest like it was something I had to earn. But when you're juggling research, writing, and life, rest becomes essential. Creativity can't thrive in exhaustion. And that's something that I've had to learn relatively quickly. I cannot I cannot stress enough how important it is to get for me to get and for you to get and how important for it is for all of us to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep a day. Um, it is one of the things that I know that it, at the end of 2024, my health was suffering because I was exhausted. I was stressed out, and my blood pressure was suffering as a result of it. I was eating, I didn't think I was eating anything out of the ordinary and that my diet has changed that drastically, but my weight showed it. At the end of 2024, I was 271 pounds. And I will tell you, part of that problem that I had was that I was not getting the sleep that I was used to. I am one of those people that go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, and I um, would get at least 8 hours of sleep, 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. But becoming a mom, having a job, being a wife, and having all these responsibilities on me, as a parent, as a spouse, as an employee, and on my own as an entrepreneur, it took a lot out of me, and it was exhausting me. So, I remember one summer, my husband's family, our cousins, we went to the Outer Banks, and one of the cousins gave everyone a deck of cards for rest. And each day of our vacation, we had to draw a card, and we had to take time to rest. It is a moral imperative to rest. And so I just want, to leave you with that. Rest is not a reward, it's a responsibility. You must give yourself that. Okay? So, our sip of the week this week is a cozy chai latte. Is warm, comforting, and perfect for those tired but trying days. Check out my full review on my socials. As you know, this is becoming a normal thing. I love to share my reviews on my sips with you on the socials. And so support me by going and check that out on my Instagram page, on my YouTube page, and I hope you like it. So the main topic for this episode is writing while exhausted. There are days when my brain is fried from academic reading, but my heart still wants to write romance. And on those days, I give myself permission to write small. A paragraph, a scene, a line of dialogue. Creativity doesn't always need grand gestures. I love this because, you know, there are some days I can't get out more than a paragraph. I can't write more than a scene. This morning, as I did my workout, there's a part of my time when I'm working out that I walk on the treadmill, and a lot of times I take that opportunity to write because it's some of the best times that I'm able to write. The moments where I'm most creative is early morning, in the wee bit of the morning hours before the sun comes up. Typically between 3 and 6 a.m. I am most creative. And so because I'm working out during that time, it's very difficult to sit down and handwrite things out. But I'm still one of those people that like to write out things on paper, but I also type things out too. When I'm on the treadmill, I take that time to either use my phone or I type, set up a little stand in front of me so I can type on my computer. And this morning, I spent some time working on my introduction for the book that I was telling you about in the last episode. So it's important to take these moments, no matter how big or small they are. If I can, you know, crank out a full page or 2 or 3 pages or more, I am excited for that. But because so much of my time and my effort and my mind is tied up in writing my dissertation, I don't have much time to write creatively. And over the holiday season has been some of my, you know, is the downtime that I've had to be able to disconnect from the dissertation writing and get back into the creative pieces of what I love about writing. And so I've taken advantage of that to be able to work on some things outside of the dissertation writing. I've also took some time to work on my dissertation some more, cleaning up my chapter 2, working on some of the methodology in chapter 3. There is a lot of work that goes into preparing and getting that information ready, and being able to switch on and off the creative writing as well as the academic pieces is so powerful. But it does from the last episode, it takes a lot of discipline, and it takes you being able to push through the exhaustion when you've worked 8 to 10 hours a day. You have to put in the effort and the work to take care of your family and still take care of yourself too. Find those moments for you to be able to rest and recharge so that you can be the best that you can be when you step up. And so I just wanted to talk to that and speak to that because there are moments when you have to push through the exhaustion so that you can write. But that's why it's so important for you to rest when you can, and really get solid, meaningful rest when you can. I would like to close with a little Prince history, where um, oftentimes I have heard about Prince and his, late night sessions. He's famous for those late night studio sessions. sometimes recording to sunrise, but he also took intentional breaks to recharge his creativity. Even geniuses need rest. And so I I remember there's one interview. I can't think of the artist who said it, but it was like when he when he went to bed, Prince was up. When he woke up, Prince was still up. And he never did know when Prince was getting his rest. And sometimes I don't even think it's, for you to know when people are doing what they're doing. But I just know he had to have gotten some rest in between there somewhere. Um, but I I just know in order for him to be able to crank out the amount of music that he was been able to do, he had to been working on fumes. But needless to say, I think he knew that uh, he had a lot of work to do in a short amount of time, and he took full advantage of the time that he had on this earth to bring forth his genius in a way that cannot be denied and that will be here for years to come. So, if you're tired, honor that. Rest isn't weakness, it's fuel. Thank you for joining me this micro moment. And until next time, stay inspired and stay purple. Bye, my tribe. Remember, always motivate, aspire, and inspire. Peace.